We are now live, so I can talk and type at the same time. Thank you all for joining. We already have some people on. If you look to the chat to the right here, people have already come on a little bit early. I appreciate that. I did post in Facebook and on both my channel and Heroes Next Door, so hopefully people are seeing this. I did not do an announcement leading into this, so we'll see how many people actually join us tonight. Can everybody hear me okay? Just make a comment, give me a thumbs up. I'm using a Rode mic, wireless mic. I got a new camera going too. So it looks like it's keep trying to focus on me. So I'll try to stay still. So if anybody can hear me, give me a thumbs up in the comments, please. I appreciate that. And then we can get started. Don, you are allowed. Are we allowed to ask the departments? Yeah. So in order for me to do a station crib, station rigs, early on, I used to do cold calls. We can hear you. Good. Loud and clear. Perfect. What's up? Hey, Christopher. I'm talking to Don right now. He asked if I can make my way to Philly, which I would love to do. Philly is in my backyard. I do have a contact there. We actually just recently went down to the Fiero conference, the PPE conference. Hopefully you guys can make it to one of these. Excellent education. The coordinator for that is actually related to the commissioner. So we're in the works of doing that. But what I wanted to say is, in order for me to go to a fire station, the best way for Heroes Next Door to get there is to get the invites. It cuts all the red tape that I have to go through. When I cold call a fire station and let them know, what I want to do, I want to come down and film, I get a lot of pushback. They're like, well, who are you? What's it for? When they hear social media, a lot of fire chiefs, PIOs, and everybody are very leery about social media and YouTube and stuff like that. So what I tend to do is, if I do have to make a cold call, I'll send them my channel, say, look, take a look at it, see what you think. We're here to promote you, not make you look bad. My camera keeps going in and out. Maybe I'll back up here, see if it can focus. Not make you look bad, and then we kind of go through that. If they invite me, I have an understanding that they've already seen the channel. They already know what we're about. They know what we're trying to do, and then all I have to do is talk over the details. Talk about what we want to do when we're there. Let's see. I've got a pop up here. Around the fire table goes live. All right, close that. And talk about what we want to do when we're there, whether it's a station cribs, a station rigs, the more you know. If you guys have not seen the More You Know series, you're going to see a lot more of that coming up. We did a little bit of inserts in Lafayette. We did some in Lebanon. So take a look at that. We're going to be doing that a whole lot more. But that's why we don't necessarily just cold call departments. So if you guys are in an area that you want us to come see, please kind of do the footwork for us, because this is all about you guys. If you guys have to help me out by going to the fire stations, show them who we are, show them our channel, and then let us know and have them send us an email. Once we get the email, I can start the paperwork from there. All right, LT Lowell. Yes, we still have challenge coins. Let me grab those here. Not many left. There's only like 28 left. So if anybody's looking for the challenge coin, please go to watchheroesnextdoor.com. That is our link. Go into our Shopify portfolio and pick yourself up one. They're $15. It's excellent. I've sent them all over. We actually sent one to Australia already. He found Tater in one of our challenges on Discord, and he got one of those. So we got 28 left. What we're going to be doing next for the challenge coins is putting it out there for you guys to come up with a design. We will then implement that design for the next round. And usually we'll do maybe 50, 25, depending on what it is. And we'll do a specialized challenge coin that you guys come up with. So whatever design you want, submit that either through Discord, connect it through our email, but shoot us over a design that you have. All right. Teddy's. Welcome, everybody. Thank you all for joining. Let's see what here. I'm kind of reading as we go along. Good morning from Cape Town in South Africa. Thank you. Welcome, everybody. So As you know, our channel is fairly young when we're talking about YouTube channels. We're only 3 years old, going into our 4th year. But with your guys' support and help, we have been doing really, really good as far as getting requests for us to go see. The challenge that we've now come into is we have stations that I personally financially can't get there yet because I don't have enough sponsorships. I don't have enough support from everybody here. So we're trying to figure out a way to, generate that support so I can travel to the next station. I'm not here to get rich. If I make a little bit of money and it becomes my full-time job, great. I do pay my editors. I pay my filmers. I make sure all that's done. Bought a new camera most recently. But I have yet to get paid. I still am a full-time firefighter paramedic. So I have to get time off and get travel. So here's what we've changed for our 4th year of business. We are now asking any of the fire stations or EMS or police across the board. When I say fire, I'm just talking in generalized terms. We are asking them, if you are beyond 100 miles from my current home, we're located in Coatesville area. If you're 100 miles away from that, we need your help. Either a place to stay. We don't mind staying in a firehouse. My film guy stayed in a firehouse when we went up to Buffalo. That helps out tremendously. If you can help with reimbursement from gas mileage, and we ask for the 67 cents per mile kind of gas mileage, if that's available, or something like that, something that can get us that extra there, because, I've spent 3 years now out of pocket, put thousands and thousands of dollars into this show for you guys. But I need your support in order for this to keep going and really, make this channel what we think it should be, and highlight everybody across America, across the world. I want to go to UK. I want to go to Germany. I want to go to Australia. But in order to do that, I need help financially. So support us. Buy a challenge coin. That goes towards it. Buy a t-shirt. Buy a sweatshirt. Something like that. We have some links within our descriptions. Mint Mobile is one of ours. Aura Digital Securities is another sponsor of ours. They're affiliate links. And, when you guys check those out, you do a trial, whether you like it or not, that helps us on the channel to move forward. So that's what we're changing for this year. The last 3 years, I didn't ask anything from anybody as far as fire stations. I know we all struggle. I know everybody kind of strapped for money. And I didn't want to do that, but it's gotten to the point where I have to ask for some additional help. How does Mint Mobile pay you? Okay, Don, that's a good one. It's an affiliate program. So if you go to Mint Mobile and you kind of sign up through that link that's in the bottom of our descriptions, I automatically get a certain amount of money. I don't remember what it is, $50, $120. I don't remember exactly. I know Aura is like $200. I have to double check my contract with Mint Mobile. But if you don't like them, and Aura is the same way, if you're 2 weeks into it and you go, I really don't like this, and you cancel it, I still get paid. So that's what I've worked out in our contracts. They are here to support us. Any of the products that I recommend, I feel that you guys are really going to enjoy. Aura, I've been using for the last 2.5 years now. Aura has been fantastic. It's a digital security platform, kind of like SafeLink or whatever they are, but it protects my cell phone. We travel all over. I recently went to Mount Everest. So we were in Dubai or Doha. We were in Kathmandu. We were up in Pokhara. And each of those places have different internet services and stuff like that. Well, I needed protection, and Aura was there for me. They told me when I had an unsecured network, they blocked anything that was bad for me. It keeps all my passwords, which is huge. It does a ton of different things for us, and I really enjoy Aura. So if you link look in my description below that link, and you click on Aura, it's a 14-day free trial. You can sign up. You get 14 days to say whether you like it or not. As soon as you sign up, it goes to Heroes Next Door. if after that 14 days you go, I'm really not using it, it didn't do a whole lot or whatever, you can cancel it at any time. That's okay by me. But I really believe that you guys will really enjoy, having that digital security. And there's a couple of different plans you can pick from. I have the family plan, so I have 5 different devices. So my tablet, my cell phone, my computer that I'm on now, that's all protected. And my bank accounts are protected, all those different kind of things. So I appreciate you guys. And let me kind of go back to some of these questions. All right, Mike, quick question. Because of the frequency, can you find a way to do documentary type videos of fire departments in disasters? Please release details of the challenge, release details on design of the challenge coin. Okay, for the challenge coin, I'm going to back it back way. For the challenge coin, we have in Discord a channel, I guess you call it, right, Red? A channel that says artwork design. If you submit a design there, and my team will go through each of the designs that are submitted, we'll then pick one, and then we will get that coin manufactured. We will send it out and get, like I said, 25, 50 coins. That'll be a limited edition coin. We'll make sure that you get credit for it as, Heroes Next Door, and then we can put it out from there. We've had 1 submission so far. I absolutely like it. But if you guys are coming up, you guys are design people for coins, go ahead and do that. Documentary type for fire departments and disasters. That is very difficult because disasters, we never know when they're going to hit, right? It could hit tomorrow. You could have a tornado. You could have the fires out west. You could have the hurricane season. We don't know how that's going to happen or when that's going to happen. So it's very hard to plan that as far as filming, as far as getting the personnel to get down there and things like that. So I'm not quite sure how to do that. We do a day in the life series. So if you take a look at our day in the life series, we worked with Fame Fire Company, and we went down and looked at their urban search and rescue and did that. We also talked to Paws out here, which is the dog search and rescue. They all do the search, or they all do the disaster responses. So we're kind of putting that together for you, but it's not quite that documentary kind of series. So hopefully that answered your question, Pat. If there's anything else, just let me know. I'm going to read through that. Okay. Red, you said you were in Dubai? No, we were in Doha. I misspoke. I was in Doha. We stopped there. Beautiful airport. One of the biggest airports I've ever been in. So I flew from Philly to Doha, Doha to Kathmandu. And then we had multiple rides through there. We flew up to Lukla. If anybody searches Lukla as far as an airport, YouTube it. It is the shortest and highest airport in the world. It was absolutely phenomenal, beautiful. The ride going into that airport was great because it was, if you're afraid of flying, it's not good. I'm not afraid of flying. I flew on a EMS helicopter for many years. There was so much turbulence going in. The airplane was almost flying sideways the entire time. And then we dropped, and then we landed. And this airport is just, it lands on the side of a mountain and goes up. And then you come back down and you kind of park from there. It's absolutely awesome. I did put some pictures on Discord of what we did, and I'm working on putting together a film of what we did when we did go to Mount Everest. The whole point of Mount Everest, it was through Global Infusion out of Tennessee. They are a missions-based company that do medical missions. We did 4 different medical camps. We go there for the local people, and what we wanted to do was meet up with the Sherpas that are going to help with the climbing season of Mount Everest. So we basically hiked from Lukla all the way up to Namche, which is the highest point of civilization that you can live for a period of time. And we did some medical clinics. We went back down to Kathmandu, did some medical clinics. Overall, I want to say we did 250, 300 people, both kids, adults, teenagers, everything, and treated them for, everything that they brought to us. So it was very cool. It was a mission trip. That was back in February, which is why we missed one week, because I was in another country. All right, let's see. Disaster documentary doesn't need to be real time. It's a summary. Okay, I can look at that. I do have kind of a documentary, and I have some pictures of back when I went through Katrina and Rita. I got to talk to my editors and my crew and how we could do that. But yeah, that was life changing for me back in 2005. That was, whew, okay, I'm getting old. 2005, I did Katrina and Rita, and that was pretty intense. The problem with that, I don't have any live real video from those. They're pretty much pictures only. So I'll talk to our crew. We'll see what we can do. Red, let me see up here. Just let me double check on the channel. Is it open for those in the comments? Okay. So if you guys don't know, Red is on with us right now. Reddington is his line here. He takes care of our Discord, and RJ is our video guy. He's the one that likes to travel with us. So they're both on here tonight. So they're commenting too. So please, guys, if you guys, see something that I'm missing as I'm reading, let me know, or answer the question for them too. Okay. What made you become a firefighter? Todd, good question. So I am what we would consider a paramedic firefighter, not a firefighter paramedic. There's two different kinds of people out in the world. I started in EMS. I really like helping people. I really like the medical aspect of it. I like the diagnosis, the Sherlock Holmes of trying to figure out what the injury or illness is, how it all plays together. That's what I got started in. I started working for a company that wanted to expand into a new territory. That territory was into a fire department, not too far away, but a little distance to cut down our response time. And in order for me to put a truck in that fire department, I said, look, if you're going to help me out on this side of it, let me help you out on the other. So let me go to fire school. Let me get into that aspect of it. Because what I'm going to need when I show up at your firehouse, there are some times where, maybe a cardiac arrest comes out and I need someone to drive the ambulance because there's only two of us on a truck. Or there's a big rescue that's going out and I need multiple hands on deck doing what we need to do. So I'm going to ask the fire guys kind of to leave their fire truck and do EMS with me. I taught them CPR, AED, first aid. We've done hazmat. But if I'm going to ask the fire department to do that with me, I thought it's only fair for me to do that for the fire department. So I went to fire school, got my Fire 1 board certifications, and I really enjoyed it. I've been doing it ever since. I've only done it really as a volunteer service. So I don't have, a ton of calls under my belt on the nozzle, to be honest with you. Honestly, I don't like the nozzle all that much. I actually like the search and rescue part of it. So when I go on the trucks, ladders, towers, whatever you want to call them. And I like to do the search and rescue, get a victim, pick them out of the fire and work on them. That's where I really, do my best. All right. I'm getting a bunch of alerts from Discord too. So I will have to get back up to them later because you guys are important right now. All right. So hopefully that answers your question, how I became a firefighter. And that was in 2004. I started becoming a firefighter, and I've been doing it ever since. I am now dual role at my job. So I carry my fire gear on my ambulance. Again, how you define a paramedic firefighter versus a firefighter paramedic. When the tones go off for cardiac arrest, respiratory, stuff like that, my adrenaline kicks up. Oh, I like that. I get up, I go to the truck. A fire guy's like, it's another shoe run. It's another, EMS call, and they go to the truck. We both go. Don't get me wrong. We enjoy our jobs. But when a fire comes up, that fire guy's like, ooh, something's burning. They get a fire alarm. They get up and run to the truck. I get, okay, I'm going to go pee. I'll get to the fire truck, get there. So it's just the mentality of when the pager goes off on what a paramedic firefighter does versus a firefighter paramedic. And there's no right, there's no wrong. We will both need each other, but that's who I am. I am a paramedic firefighter, which is why I ask a lot of questions when I do my station rigs, station cribs, because there's things that I haven't seen that I'm curious about. If you go back and watch some of the early films that we've done with the ambulances, you'll notice that I kind of lead them a little bit more because I already know the answers for a lot of the questions, but they're good sports. They did a good job on talking us through the different ambulances, EMS, trucks and stuff like that. John Ryan was actually one of my partners back in the day. He does a real good job from Medic 94 talking through the EMS gear. Okay. LT, come to Illinois. We've been there. Actually, we've been to Indiana. We have not been to Illinois yet. Chicago, I would love to go to and do Chicago Fire. Again, if you have a station that you want us to come see, send us an invite. That's the only way we can really get there is have the invites first. Wait, what's your rank on the fire team? Okay. My rank is a standard firefighter 1. I am interior certified, so I can go in and put the fire out. But I really just filled the seat that's not filled yet. So I can run on a rescue. I can run on a truck. I can run on an engine. But again, I let the volunteers pick it up first if they're there. But if there's an empty seat and it needs to be filled, I can fill that. I am a standard firefighter. I have no captain. I'm not a chief. I'm not a lieutenant. I'm not any of those kind of things. Do you have to get him officially invite? Oh, you have to. Yes, thank you. What is the funniest call you had? Ooh, that's a tough one. Because you have to remember, EMS people and people in public service, we have a different sense of humor than most people. The way we talk, sorry about that. Let me mute that. The way we talk and the way we kind of deal with things is we compartmentalize. So what's funny to me is not necessarily funny to the public. So I'm real cautious about, talking about what's funny versus, what struck us funny. But if you go to Firefighter Chronicles and you watch any of his things, we've all had those. He is absolutely hilarious. And I'm plugging another channel because he does a phenomenal job. Jason is a really good guy. Check out his channel. Those are the things that happen to us. That's what makes me laugh, really on a daily basis. Christopher, how is Tom Evans doing? He's the police officer. I assume he's doing good. I know he went out for surgery, but I haven't heard from him recently. Let's see here. We are watching you we love watching your reports. Watching fire engines. They are very different from ours. Okay. And our vehicles and fire systems. Yeah. So we are hoping as we build, again, it becomes down to finance. So the more sponsors I can get, the more help I can get. If you guys, want to do a super chat now and have that helps me go to the next one. We want to do Heroes Next Door worldwide. We've been talking to the UK for a while, trying to figure out how to get over there, but we want to go all over the world and show the difference between the different equipment that you guys carry compared to what we carry here in the United States. Our initial goal was to do all 50 states in America, including Alaska, including Hawaii, and we want to get at least one fire, police, and EMS station in America. That's my ultimate goal. What we did not realize is as I continued to grow the company, or we continued to grow the company, how international we became and how many people watch from Australia, UK, Germany, Costa Rica, down in Mexico. And you guys want to see us too. We would love to get there. So if there's a way for us to figure out financially to get there, I'm done. I'll be there. I'll show the difference. Puerto Rico, yep. We would love to. All right, Mike, the UK, there's plenty of trucks. Yeah. We definitely want to get over there. All right, let's see what else. Red and RJ, if you're still on, did I miss any questions? I haven't filtered through these. Let me see here. We have a ton of different things that we're trying to do for the channel. Hey, Lily, thanks for joining. South Metro. Okay, that one just came up. So I'm talking. Listen to me. I'm going to take a drink here. So I've talked to Eric, the PIO of South Metro. And last year we decided, we want to try to get back over there. I did Colorado already, So I was like, okay, should we go? We are trying to get back out to Colorado to do a South Metro in the fall of this year. Again, it kind of depends on how we're doing financially. If we get enough ad revenue, if we get a sponsor or something like that, we are definitely going to South Metro. I've been in communications with them, and we want to do a channel with them. They are fantastic. I love their Fleet Fridays, Station Saturdays. He does a really good job. They got a new PIO also. So it's on our bucket list to do. So hopefully that answers that questions. Okay. Are there any YouTube members in the chat? Yeah, good question. So how many here on the list here are actually YouTube members versus just subscribed? Because we're trying to build up the membership a little bit to give you guys some very special content. But there's only been a small amount, a handful of people that have become YouTube members. So we're trying to figure out how to do that. Got to run. All right, Red, take it easy. Bad weather's coming. All right, be safe out there. Thanks for joining us tonight. Let's see. What else can we talk about? Have you ever come to Ohio? We did. We did Green, Ohio. So we've been there once before. Where are you from, Don? Green, Ohio. We did a station there. And the unique thing about their station is the first time I saw the new bifold doors. Hi, it's Cal here. Sorry, Elliot. Nice to meet you. Okay. Sandusky, Ohio. Okay. Where there's an amusement park there, right? Yeah, if you can get us an invite, we'll head over there. That's heading back towards Michigan. Oh, that's the other thing I'm working on. Right now, I am trying to get back to Michigan. They reached out about a year and a half ago. UP. Now, we've been to Michigan already. We've been to Grand Rapids, which was Kentwood. We did one up in Traverse City, but we're going to try to go way north. Probably the highest, point of Michigan that it is, near Marquette, Michigan. And we want to go out there and do them. We're this close to making that trip happen. There's been a couple of people asking for it. We're negotiating where I can stay and things like that. But we're going to go to the UP of Michigan, hopefully in the summertime. That's really what I'm shooting for. I'm talking to my team and trying to figure out what schedules are, but we want to get up to the UK. The other, Wisconsin, we have not been to Wisconsin yet. We were in negotiations with a architectural firm that was going to be a sponsor for us to go out there, but they backed out suddenly just because they don't quite understand what we were about, I guess. But we're still working with them. Hopefully we can get a sponsor. I do have a couple of invites, but here's the thing about different states. If I go to a state, or if I go to your state, in order to have a return on investment for me to make that travel, take the time off, pay my crew to get there, pay my editors to do the film, I need 3 or 4 stations in order to film. So that gives me station rigs, station cribs, and the More You Know series from each station. Therefore, when I release them, I get enough ad revenue to kind of pay for what's going on. Cedar Point, I just saw that. That's right. I've been to Cedar Point. So that's how we work. So if you want us to go to Wisconsin and you have 3 or 4 people in your area, maybe you all work together and they can kind of collaborate together, give the invite, then I can get there with less sponsorship, with less asking of a single fire station because it's all about the travel. Yes. Lily, if you can, have them send us an invite, we would love to come see you. We are not turning down anybody. Here's the other thing that people don't understand about Heroes Next Door. They think all we want to do is the sensationalized fire stations, the really big one, the $8 million station that we saw out of Wayne, Indiana. Yes, we want to see those. Absolutely. We want to see the new stations. We're going to be doing a new station, a rebuild station here pretty soon. But we also want to see the little guys because that's who the heroes are next door. The 100-year-old stations, the 50-year-old stations. Maybe your station isn't the most glamorous and it hasn't been updated since the 1980s. That's okay because It's not about what you're in that we're trying to show. It's about who you are that we're trying to show. We're trying to show that, it's all the volunteers that are putting into these. It's the paid crew that are putting into these that make society run. Because without the public service, just imagine if we didn't have the 911 system in America, or, the 999 system in the UK, or whatever it is. That shuts down without us, buying into this program. Police departments, fire departments, and EMS shut down. Well, what's happening for us in America is we're struggling to fill those positions. We're struggling to put people on the fire truck. We're struggling to put people on the ambulances. We're struggling to recruit people to become a police officer for multiple different reasons. But, the volunteerism and the want to become a career in the public services has been going down. And that really was the whole goal of Heroes Next Door, is to raise awareness for either the older generation that didn't know about it, and maybe they're retired and they can help out as a volunteer, or the younger generation saying, hey, I never really thought about going into fire, police, or EMS. The cool thing about public service is you don't necessarily have to have college education. You don't have to spend thousands and thousands of dollars in order to get a career in fire, police, and EMS. Is there education? Absolutely. Many times on the fire side of it, if you start as a volunteer, those fire departments will send you to the courses. They'll send you through the fire schools because you're giving back to the community, and they'll pay for that. So you're starting a career with other people paying for it. How is that not taken advantage of? I don't understand why people don't do more of that. It takes, maybe, you can do 4 hours every other week. Maybe you can do 8 hours, every third week or whatever. But you're volunteering your time. You're going to get the education that you need that potentially can go on to another career. It's a win-win situation. EMS is a little bit different. It has changed over the years. You used to be able to just go in, volunteer as a first responder. You got your basic CPR, AED training, oxygen, bloodborne pathogens, and you're good to go. But what's happening is medicine is changing. Evidence-based medicine is changing the way we do things. What we can do pre-hospitally compared to what we used to do even just 10 years ago has changed tremendously, and we need more education for that. But again, if you can get a hold of an EMS system that trains you, and many of them do, or even start out as the EMT. There are tiers. I don't know if you guys know this, but there are tiers of medicine across the board in the United States. You still have first responders. You have EMTs. You have what we consider AEMTs or intermediates, and then you have paramedics. You do have some doctors. You do have some PAs. You do have some nurses, but those usually fall into the system of transports, critical care transports. But in the 911 system, the highest level is that paramedic. And, my schooling initially was a year-long schooling. It was a full-time school. I went down to Einstein Medical Center in Philadelphia. I get a year worth of schooling, for a couple of grand. And now I have a career that I've been able to support my family with for the last 29 years. I'm a single provider for my family. And it's a good career. It's challenging. Don't get me wrong. There are some bad things, especially in EMS, because I can speak directly because of that, because I'm in EMS. But we are progressing forward, and you can start a career in the public services without getting into debt. My daughters, I love them to death. They both went through a 4-year college and have a huge amount of debt in order to begin their career. They're doing well, but I was able to get into my career. I got my undergrad and my graduate degrees all paid for. I don't have any debt. So when I got my paramedic certification, I went back and got my undergrad and my graduate degree, and I have no debt. What? You can't ask for anything better than that. So I consider anybody that's watching this channel, consider a career in EMS, fire, or police. All right, enough a little rant on that, a little side jump. Let me go back to here. What is a firefighter show on TV? Do you like? What firefighter show do you like on TV? I like Chicago Fire. I watch that pretty regularly. I just started really getting into 911. I did a reacts video to 911 early on, and 911 Lone Star, and To tell you the truth, there are so many things in the first season of 911 Lone Star that should have got the paramedic fired. There are things you just cannot do the way they were doing it. So I may do another reacts video. If you guys would like me to do a reacts video of a certain show, hit us up on Discord, make a comment in here on this thing. Let me know what show you want to do, and I'll do another reaction video of what you guys like, whether it's fire, EMS, or police. But yeah, those are fun. All right, what would you like me to ask? Can you... Okay, Canada, yes. If I can get invites, I'll go up there. We are also working on, there are 3 major projects: South Metro, Michigan, and the UK. Those are our top 3, hopefully, for this year. But we also are looking at going up into Maine, which is in going that direction. There was New Hampshire, Vermont, and Maine, and then Nova Scotia in Canada invited us up. So we're trying to coordinate that, get the logistics done of that. That's something else we also want to do. Canada, we would love to go see how you guys do things. All right. Some bad weather, unable to get around. Okay. My station has 4 base station and has put truck bumper to bumper. We're currently building a new station on our property. Cool. Make sure you take pictures, because we don't want to lose history of some of these older stations on how we, get around things, and then seeing the new stations. Tomorrow, I actually am going to a station that we did before. It's East Brandywine. They completely renovated their whole program. So we're going to go take a look at that tomorrow. Just to let you guys know, there is no release of a new station crib, station rigs, or anything tomorrow, simply because we're catching up on filming. Like I said, I traveled out of the country for a couple of weeks, so we got a little bit behind. So I will probably repost this live for tomorrow's episode. But there is no station cribs, station rigs for tomorrow only. We will be back. Okay, let's see here. That freeze was. What did you think of Station 19? Okay, Station 19 was okay. Again, they had that ambulance that was a surgical unit. I've heard now, since I've made comments, that there are some things like that. But again, the issue that I have with some of these shows are the fact that they send doctors out into the field for 911 service. Here in America, that's very, very rare. I hear UK is completely different. They have nurses and doctors make responses all the time. We do have some doctors that make a couple of responses. My medical commander, for example, will make a response and help me out when needed, but not to the fact that they do in those shows. So everyone enjoying this? Okay. What other trucks are you usually on? I am currently in an ambulance. I run a F550 with a box on it. So that's the type 1. And I run MICU service. So I usually have an EMT, sometimes 2 paramedics that we run. And then I also have some fire gear on there. So if I do show up to a fire and they need another hand, I can go to work if I need to. What did you think of Fire Country? I watched one episode of that, and the first scenes when they had the wildfire with the tanks and something like that, I thought it was so unrealistic that I had a hard time continuing. So I have not watched the rest of it. If you think I should continue to watch Fire Country, I will, to try to get through it. But I thought it was so unrealistic on their first scenes that I kind of wasn't interested anymore. In the Western New York, yes. So we've actually been to Western New York. We went out to Buffalo and did a couple of stations out there. I am working. My daughter is moving to Syracuse area, and we're working on trying to get up there and do some up there too. Is there anything else that's going on? Do you guys have any major questions about us in the channel? I want to make sure I'm answering what you guys want, not just me ranting and raving and going on and what's going on. I want to make sure that you guys are getting the content that you want to see. What do you guys want to see on the channel? Are we doing a good job? You know, do you like the station rigs? Do you like the station cribs? That kind of stuff. Can you run calls with fire departments you visit? Sometimes not. The fire chief won't let us a lot of times. But yeah, we can run some calls. The issue that I have with running calls is I pay my filmer a daily fee. And some of the volunteer stations we have may not get a call for that day. So we spend hours upon hours upon hours waiting for that one call to come out. If we do get a call, we film it. But what happens many times, it's not enough content to make its own video. So we kind of insert it in the video, either as the intro or the exit or something like that. But yeah, maybe I can figure out a way to actually go on calls. The problem with medical calls, though, is the HIPAA violations. There's so many more rights that I have to make sure are signed off in protection of the patients that it makes it very difficult, which is why we stuck to the genre of station cribs and station rigs. We'd like to see more yellow fire trucks. Okay. Yeah. Alert out of Downingtown had the yellow fire trucks. Hello from Michigan. Are you in the UP? Because that's where we want to go. That's a Mike from Michigan. To be honest, I got a little bit of soft spot for Michigan. You know, that's where my family is. I grew up in Grand Rapids. I would love to go back there. I hear Grand Rapids is getting a new fire chief. I asked to go up there before and was denied, but with the new fire chief, maybe I can get up there and do Grand Rapids Fire Department. But if you guys don't know much about Michigan, Grand Rapids is the second largest city in Michigan, just under Detroit. So it's a very busy station, multiple stations, kind of like what we did in Denver. I would like to see more, Lower Providence. Send us an invite. Yeah, I have not got an invite from Lower Providence. That's close. That we can do easily. Seeing my proposal for the new intro idea. I have not. So I have not seen the proposal for that. So in order for me to get that, either email it to me. The best thing would to do is actually connect it to the Discord. So join Discord. It's on Discord. Okay, I'll have to look for it. I'll ask Red or one of the other guys where it is, and I'll take a look for that. I don't know if it's gotten blocked or I can't see it. Would like to see airport fire trucks. 100%. We are trying to talk to Reading Airport near me. And when I go to South Metro, I was talking to Eric, and that's one of the trucks. They got a new fire truck for their airport, and that's one of the things that we want to do. So that may be coming in the fall. So pay attention. We hope to get that done. What channel did you put it in? Okay. Thanks, RJ. We appreciate that. Eddystone Fire Company in Delaware County has yellow fire trucks. Do you run there? We were way up north in Huntington. Or I didn't say that right. Okay. Are you in the UP in Michigan? Because maybe we can hit you on the way up, because we're trying to logistically figure out a way to go up to the UP. What are you thinking about? The explosion in Reading. Yeah. I saw a little bit about that. I haven't read what the actual cause was of the explosion. I saw a little bit on the news. But there were like 3 or 4 people that died, 7 that were missing. That was a pretty unique fire also. It looked like right off of 422 also, just as you're going into the city. Surprised you didn't get to the Buffalo airport. Yeah, we weren't invited. We were invited back from Colorado, Denver has an airport station. We just couldn't do it on our first trip. There were too many other stations we were done. So maybe when we go back out there, we can also do that. Yeah, 7 died. Yeah, okay. Okay. Okay, Lily, we'll take a look at it. I'll have Red and some of my other guys look at it and see what we can do for a new intro. Okay. Okay. Conspiracy theory a little bit with these train wrecks. The Ohio train wreck, I heard within that first week, they also had one in North Carolina. They had one in Texas. I think it's a little shady. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but we go years and years and years without train wrecks, and all of a sudden we get some massive hazardous material train wrecks. Do I think it's terrorism versus something else? Is it organized? I don't know, but it's fishy. I really think the FBI and transportation should take a look at it a little bit deeper because of all these train derailments. Now, it could just be old trains that aren't maintained by the companies. It could be just as simple as that. But, it takes a lot to derail trains. And the fact that these trains have been derailing and they've had such hazardous materials on them seems a little fishy to me. All right. It's from another show, but the video is an idea concept. Okay. I think I remember a little bit about that. I didn't understand what you were asking. Have you ever done a station rigs on a tiller? No, we have not. We were supposed to do a tiller when we went to Indiana. We went to Carmel, Indiana, and we were supposed to do one of their tillers, but it went on a call and we weren't able to get to it. So yeah, I would love to do a tiller. That's one truck we have not done yet, is a tiller. So if you know of somebody that's got a tiller that wants to give us an invite, get me there. I want to ride in one. To be honest with you, in my career, the years that I've been doing this, I've never even ridden one. And we have one right here in Coatesville. I've never ridden in the back. I'd like to try to do that and take it for a ride. Hello from Mexico. Appreciate you joining. So we are about 47 minutes in. I don't want to make this live too long because I do want other people to watch it after we're done talking. But I really appreciate all of you guys. If you haven't done it yet, do us a favor. Click that subscribe. Hit the notification button. Make comments, not just in the chat here, but also comments below on the video of different things. I do go through all the comments. I read every comment that comes through our channel, and I try to respond to everything that I can. Let us know what you guys like, what you don't like. If there's something that you don't like, I won't do it anymore. But we're trying to highlight you guys and what you guys enjoy. The fact that you guys are sacrificing your lives, your family, your time to volunteer, to even be paid for public service. That's what this channel is all about. I really, really appreciate it. I'm a little cold in here today. I went out riding a bike. I did a midweek review on a brand new bike, which you guys will be seeing here shortly. Check it out. It's probably the coolest bike we've had so far. So I got a little sweaty. I took off my shirt, but I'm getting a little cold. All right. Let's see. North Wales has a tiller. I hear Hollywood, Florida has one of the biggest ladders in the country. That would be awesome. Is there a large active brush fire in Jefferson County? Okay, be safe out there, guys. Jefferson County. Do you know how many acres it is so far? That's the other thing that I want to do. I want to go and see some wildland fire fighting stuff. Have you gotten an invite to FDNY? No, not yet. We have gotten to the outskirts of New York. I have gotten invited to Central Park EMS, but not from FDNY. If you know somebody there, let us know. Have them send us an invite. We can make that happen. New York's a nice close trip. We can make that happen pretty easily. It would be nice to make station cribs of Station 51 from Chicago Fire. Yeah. again, these are all very good suggestions. We need invites to make that happen. Okay, no problem. We'll continue to look. I'm sure as we continue to grow and people are watching our channel, we will get the invites. Right now, just to let you guys know, we are sitting on 178 stations that we have official invites. So let me do the math here for a little bit. If we film every other weekend, 12 months out of the year, that's 24 stations in 1 year's time. We have 178 right now to go on. So this channel potentially can be around for a long, long time. We want to get to as many fire stations as we can. If this gets to the point where I can actually leave my full-time job and move into this, or if we get picked up from a streaming service like Netflix or Discovery or something like that, that's a whole different ballgame. We'll get a ton more stations. But right now, I only film every other weekend. And I go as far as I can travel, as far as I can afford to pay. So that's the issue that's going on. But if I can get that list and I can keep building, I can use that as negotiations for a streaming service like a Netflix or anything like that to say, hey, our channel is doing really well. We get a ton of comments. We continue to build, but let's partnership with one of these streaming services so we can get to the rest of the fire stations that we want to do. I live about as far north in Michigan. On the mainland, or are you in UP? Because I've been to Marquette. That's pretty far north. You should do a station Cribs where the show 911 is filmed in LA. Yeah, if I go back to station 51 from the original Emergency, that would be awesome. I can't tell you how many times I've actually mentioned that during one of the filmings that we've done. All right, we are at 51 minutes. I'm keeping an eye on the time. All right. So once again, we are trying to build. I thank you guys for everything that you're doing. Has anyone talked to you about streaming services? Yes, I've talked to a couple people. Nothing's been nailed down yet, but we are working on trying to get one of the streaming services, which would be really, really cool. So if you guys know people, this is all about contacts. The more people I know, the more people I can get in contact with, the easier it is I'm going to be able to get onto these different platforms. I know other channels like Diesel Brothers and stuff like that, or even Gas Monkey Garage. They've spent years and years and years pitching their ideas to these different streaming services before they got there. So I know it's a long road ahead. But I'm going to continue to do it. I'm going to continue to pitch. I'm going to keep moving forward as best I can to get you guys the content that you want to see. But the only way I can do that is for you guys to like, share these videos, watch these videos, watch them over and over. When you're at the firehouse and there's nothing going on, put it in the background, let it run. Because the more views I get, the more people are interested, the more we can actually get those sponsors. We can have the streaming services look at us. We really appreciate it. Just want to say hi. Okay. So 1G12, he is also part of a Discord that I am part of. If you guys have not heard of it, it is called Heroes Mayday. It's a great Discord channel. I'm just going to throw them out there. They do a lot of cool things. So check them out also. It's a Heroes Mayday. Just put your stuff in the comments real quick for us too before we close. That's another Discord channel that people can connect with. So why is it Heroes Next Door if you're a hero? Okay. Why is it Heroes Next Door? Heroes is pluralized because it's all the other people. That's why it's heroes. And it's the next door because many of us across America and across this place, are the next door neighbors that you don't even know, volunteer, that don't even know that they work as a firefighter, a police officer, a paramedic somewhere in the country. And they live right next door to you. You probably have one next to you and you don't even know it. So that's where the thing came from, Heroes Next Door. It's not just about a hero. It's about all the heroes. So that's where that comes from. Have you received an offer? Yep, I did mention that. I've talked to Eric, their PIO. They have offered to do a collaboration with us. Hopefully, in the fall, we can get that done. So that was mentioned before. If you kind of scale back and watch the video earlier. So I got about 5 minutes left before I want to end this. I want to stop it pretty much at that hour mark. I appreciate each and every one of you for coming on, talking to me, listening to me kind of talk about what Heroes Next Door is about, where we're at, and where we want to go. This has been fun. It's been something that is near and dear to my heart, near and dear to the communities that we live in. We really appreciate everything that everybody's doing across the United States, across the world. You guys make society work. So I appreciate each and every one of you. All right. Yeah, my pleasure, Don. I appreciate it. So I'm going to continue to do it for as long as I can, for as many stations as I can. If you haven't heard yet and you guys are late to the ball game, please become a member. Consider that. If you like the content that you've seen on my channel over the last couple of years, become a member. That helps us out to get to the next stations, so I don't have to charge. If I can get enough sponsors, I can get enough members and stuff like that, pretty much YouTube will take care of me to go to the next station. That's really what I want. Chris, all right. You love your sweatshirt and your coin. Thank you. Good to see you on here. Glad you like it. So encourage your friends to buy more from us. Our market has not been selling a whole lot lately. The more we can sell stuff, like I said, the more I can go see other stations. That's really what it's all about. My ultimate goal, I don't know if you've seen this or look back at some of my older videos. My ultimate goal is to actually give away a fire truck at some point. So if I can build this channel high enough, I'm not talking Mr. Beast high, but I'm talking high enough to where I can start doing some really big giveaways. I want to give away a fire truck at some point, whether it's or an ambulance or something like that. That's really what I want to do. Those are very expensive. Absolutely, they're very expensive. I can get a used one, maybe refurb it, show that on it or whatever. But we've given some fire trucks away in years past from a fire station I used to belong to down to Mexico, and it's a really good feeling when you can do that. You want a tiller? Yeah, me too. I want to drive one of those. We are giving away more fire gear. I still have some that need to go to the Philippines. I'm working on that too. We just got a new line to help us ship that. When I went to Nepal, I made another contact over there. So we do have still 26 sets of fire gear to send over to the Philippines. And so there's so many sticks in the fire for us right now, trying to get things moving and focus forward. I really love it. So, all right, my station runs BLS, fly car only. Okay. EMTs and medic comes from AMR and the same ALS. Okay. A BLS fly car. That's interesting. Are you firehouse based or are you just EMS? Yeah, I would appreciate that, Chris. I'm glad you liked it. And to the person that says, I'm broke, me too. We all get it. I try to put some cheaper stuff on there. Like I said, the challenge coins, not cheaper as cheap made, but less expensive stuff. So anything that you can do would help. If you become a member, think about this. If you just, $1 a day is what, a cup of coffee. For a month, I think it's $5 a charge to become a member. That can go a long way. We have 78,000 subscribers that are on our channel. If all of them would just become a member rather than just a subscriber, that would pay for me to go to the next station and go to the far station and go to the UK and those kind of things. And that's what I'm trying to do. So hopefully, everybody, it really considers becoming a member. All right. We run fire rescue, EMS mostly on calls. Okay. Makes sense. All right, guys, it is at 59 minutes. I'm just about to shut down. So thank you all very, very much for joining us. I appreciate each and every one of you. fire, police, and EMS across the board. Keep up the good work. Stay safe. Watch out for each other. Volunteer as much hours as you can, and do what's right. We really appreciate you. Hit subscribe, hit notification, keep liking, keep commenting, become a member, whatever you can do to help. We really, really love it. All right. I'll talk to you all soon. Later.